Coming up on Valley View News. As the coronavirus spreads, officials say people should watch out for fake medications being sold.
Don't order your pharmaceuticals online.
Plus, Cal State Northridge is considering bringing back its football program after almost 20 years. And CSUN baseball player Jason Newman is back from Tommy John surgery.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Xochitl Hernandez.
And I'm Tyler Ridgel.
The results are in for Super Tuesday, and Southern Californians turned in their votes. California is feeling the burn, as Senator Bernie Sanders is the projected winner, as well as in states like Vermont, Utah, and Colorado. But Joe Biden cleared the way in Super Tuesday, winning in 9 states, including Texas and Minnesota.
So get back up and take back this country, the United States of America. There's not a single thing we can't do. God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Biden had a near run with an animal rights activist who was quickly escorted off stage.
Let Gary die!
Here in Los Angeles, the voting for district attorney has gone to Jackie Lacey.
The coronavirus has infected nearly 90,000 people worldwide. In New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo confirmed the state's first coronavirus case on Monday. A 39-year-old healthcare worker who traveled from Iran has been confined to her Manhattan apartment. The woman didn't show symptoms. Her husband is also being tested. Meanwhile, 6 people have died in Washington state from the virus. Nearly half of the cases in the U.S. have been in California. President Trump says a vaccine is being developed. Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says creating a vaccine will take more than a year.
Some CSUN students are concerned that the school is not doing enough to keep them protected as the coronavirus spreads. Valley View News reporter William Dobby explains.
California has more coronavirus cases than any other state. 30 people have tested positive here. 8,400 people who have returned from overseas are being monitored. Authorities have stepped up efforts to confront the growing threat of the coronavirus. But what about universities?
The whole issue hasn't really been addressed, so it's like I don't really know what to expect. So it's like, should I be scared for my safety, or is it not that deep because it hasn't been expressed?
Fear grows in California and across the nation. Meanwhile, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported the first coronavirus case in California with a person who didn't travel outside of the country. The person is thought to have contracted the virus through what's called the community spread. The patient is a woman from Solano County. She's being treated at the UC Davis Medical Center in Sacramento. CSUN refused to give us an on-camera statement, but here's what's online. The Cloud Student Health Center says the virus is spread person to person through sneezing or coughing. The risk of getting the virus is low. Still, it may take up to 2 weeks to show as symptoms after infection. It says students should frequently wash their hands, avoid touching their mouth, nose, and ears, and to get the flu vaccine.
I definitely haven't heard much from the school as far as precautionary measures of what we could do.
Across campuses in California, no students or faculty member have been reported sick by the virus. Administration remain alert to any new cases. Reporting for Valley View News, William Dabby.
Now watch out for fake coronavirus medications. As the virus spreads to part of the U.S., supervising city attorney Kevin Gilligan says to be aware of scams.
There are a few things. Number one is don't order your pharmaceuticals online. Just don't do it. Get it from a licensed provider, from a licensed pharmacy, licensed medical provider. If you're a consumer and you're walking into a store, a few things you should look for. Every business in the city of LA is supposed to have a business tax registration certificate that's up and posted and it's supposed to have their name on it. All of the pharmacists have to be licensed and their name has to be up on the wall as part of the license.
The city recently shut down the fake pharmacies. A reminder that so far there's no vaccine or direct treatment for the coronavirus.
A Tennessee woman says she passed time in quarantine for coronavirus by reading and exercising for 14 days. Jeannie Hopland returned home from a Japanese hospital Sunday after testing twice for the coronavirus. Hopland was separated from her husband, who tested positive while aboard the Diamond Princess cruise ship. She found comfort in bonding with another American woman. Her husband, Dr. Arnold Hopland, tested positive while on the ship. He is expected to be in quarantine for another week. He even says he'll use this time to compile his experiences for a book.
CSUN hasn't had a football team since 2001. Nearly 20 years later, talks about bringing the sport back to the university is sparking some excitement. Valley View News reporter Matt Roth has more.
California State University Northridge is considering whether the school needs a football team along with a new stadium.
Building a stadium could work, but it would be at the expense of the baseball team because we'd have to replace the field with the stadium, and our baseball team's pretty good.
If CSUN wants a new stadium, the university will have to find a place to build it. Land surrounding the campus is limited.
Personally, I don't think we should have a stadium built because we don't have the fan base around here for that, so we wouldn't really make a lot of money, we would lose money, and we don't have the land to build that on.
If a stadium holding thousands of seats is built, some residents and businesses will be affected. Some apartments, homes, and buildings will be torn down.
Honestly, I think it would be a good idea to have a football team. It would be cool, but I don't see how it would work out. They would have to get rid of apartments, homes, and businesses, and I don't think that's fair. And honestly, I live close to the school, so I probably wouldn't even have a home.
A football team might bring a lot of fans and more money to the school, but it will have to cover costs for building a new stadium.
I'm for building a football stadium at CSUN because I think having a football team is important. It brings a college community together, and having that connection is great.
CSUN still isn't close to getting a football team. Nevertheless, some supporters of a team remain optimistic about football being played on campus. This is Matt Roth reporting for Valley View News.
Santa Anita Park confirmed another racehorse died. Chosen Vessel fractured his left front ankle. He was euthanized after veterinarians determined they couldn't help him. The horse was only 5 years old. Since 2018, 45 horses have died at Santa Anita. Track officials say there are fewer deaths compared to last year due to improved safety and more pressure from animal rights groups.
Clippers owner Steve Ballmer is in advanced talks to buy the Forum. Ballmer wants to construct an 18,000-seat venue for the Clippers in Inglewood, a project that will cost him nearly $1 billion. The current owner of the Forum and Madison Square Garden, James Dolan, filed a lawsuit against Inglewood to prevent Ballmer from buying the Clippers an arena. The suit suggests an additional arena would take away business from the Forum. A purchase of the Forum would end the legal feud.
Researchers from Nature Climate Change think that beaches could disappear by the year 2100. The main cause is the rising sea level and erosion. They say the East Coast and Gulf Coast will experience the most erosion. Australia is expected to lose almost 12,000 kilometers of coastline. The sea level rise would lead to forced migration for some communities and more endangered ecosystems. The researchers say cutting the use of fossil fuels can reduce the expected damage. Well, if climate change doesn't scare you, maybe some movies will. I mean, I can't even watch scary movies. Amari, what about you?
Me either. I always get a little scared they won't live up to my expectations, but so far I've heard positive things on the new remake in this week's box office. Sci-fi thriller The Invisible Man grossed $29 million at the box office. The film is about a woman who believes she's haunted by an ex-husband no one can see. It surpassed Sonic the Hedgehog, which made $16 million. And the family drama The Call of the Wild, about a sled dog's struggle for survival, came in third, making $13 million. Hilary Duff, who starred in the Disney series Lizzie McGuire, wants to reboot the show, but instead with Hulu. She posted the request on Instagram. The actress says there's a huge responsibility to honor her fans' relationship with Lizzie, and that limiting the reality of her role to keep a PG rating with Disney would be a disservice to everyone. Her character would now be an adult. Duff shared a screenshot of an article from The Advocate about the decision to move the Love, Simon series from Disney Plus to Hulu. Disney says that Hulu will be home to the adult-oriented content that the company deems too much for Disney Plus. Judy Shineland, also known as Judge Judy, confirmed her courtroom reality series is coming to an end. The show ran on CBS for 25 seasons. Shineland announced the news during a pre-taped appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. She says her marriage with the network has been successful, as it was shown in clips for Ellen's episode. She also says that CBS will run repeats of the program. In 2018, Forbes named Shineland the year's highest paid TV host after she sold the rights to her show for $100 million in 2017. To boost their comedy game, Netflix is premiering its Netflix is a Joke Fest. It will feature over 100 shows throughout 20 venues around Hollywood. Comedians Ali Wong and Dave Chappelle will headline the festival. It's taking place April 27th to May 3rd. Chief Content Officer Ted Sarando says it's the streaming company's honor to transform LA for 1 week into the funniest place on earth. Barbara Corcoran, who stars on ABC's Shark Tank, was scammed. Corcoran lost nearly $400,000. The scammer tricked her bookkeeper into wiring the money by using an email address that was similar to her assistant's. The scammer requested payments for a renovation. The millionaire investor says she already accepts she had lost the money, but the bank the bookkeeper used to wire the money froze the transfer before it was deposited. Phishing attacks are common methods in stealing usernames, passwords, and money. That's all for your entertainment news. I'm Amari Martin.
Let's take a look at this week's Sundial headlines.
Let's go to Andy Esparza. Andy, how's it going over there?
Thank you. I'm doing well. This week at the Sundial, we're discussing elections. Our topics will include Super Tuesday and the CSUN alumni who's running for Congress. If you're interested in our issue, it's available this Wednesday, and make sure to tune in online for new and updated content. That sums it up here at the Sundial. Thank you, and back to you.
More to come on Valley View News. Luxembourg is making public transportation free.
Plus, Chick-fil-A and CSUN, a match made in heaven and ideal for Mondays. What the restaurant is doing for students, next.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Let's hear from Esteban Reynoso in our Digital Media Center.
Thank you, Xochitl. Luxembourg became the first country to have free public transportation. Luxembourg is a small country with a population of 600,000 people. 214,000 commuters there drive every day to work in neighboring countries. Half of Luxembourg's greenhouse gas emissions come from transportation alone. Commuters will save $485 on annual passes. Travelers can still purchase a first-class pass for around $700. The government expects 65% of its commuters to still drive their cars to work by 2025, an 8% decrease from 2017. The Estonian capital, Tallinn, is also experimenting with the idea of free. 48 Afghan refugees were attacked by Greece's Coast Guard after being granted passage to Europe through Turkey. In this video, the Greek Coast Guard tries to capsize the refugees' boat. Sometimes they used a long stick to beat refugees. Other times, the Coast Guard reportedly fired on refugees. One boat capsized, killing a child. Turkey says about 10,000 migrants have arrived at the border. This stops a deal Turkey signed with the European Union in 2016, promising not to let refugees through its border. 30 people were freed after being held hostage at a shopping mall in the Philippines. A 32-year-old man was fired from the shopping mall's security company. Later, he entered the mall and shot and wounded a security guard. Claiming to have a grenade, he forced the hostages into a second-floor office. He demanded that 4 executives resign and that the company issue a public apology. All demands were met. Pere walked out with all of the hostages and was immediately taken into custody. 2 rockets landed inside Baghdad's green zone. No casualties were reported, and 1 rocket apparently landed near the U.S. Embassy. This is now the 20th attack targeted against U.S. interests since October. The attack happened right after Mohammed Alawi withdrew his candidacy for prime minister. Iran is suspected of supporting the attacks since the U.S. drone strike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. Tensions between Iran and the U.S. have increased. President Trump said 5,000 U.S. troops will leave Afghanistan by May after pronouncing a peace deal. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo witnessed a deal signed by U.S. Special Envoy Salmeh Khalilzad and Taliban political chief Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar.
When you reach a solution through talks, that means it is a win-win situation for both sides.
Pompeo says the Taliban will cut ties with al-Qaeda and the U.S. will withdraw troops and free Taliban prisoners by March 10th. More than 2,000 U.S. troops have been killed during the Afghanistan war. Some are proceeding with caution. Activists hope the deal doesn't make life worse for women in Afghanistan. That's all for international news. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Esteban. Los Angeles Lakers beat the New Orleans Pelicans 122-114 Sunday night. LeBron James led the Lakers with 34 points and 13 assists. Kyle Kuzma also supported the team with 20 points. Pelicans player Zion Williamson scored 35 points, while his teammate Brandon Ingram made a total of 15 points with 2 assists. Pelicans guard Josh Hart was asked about playing with the Lakers again for the playoffs before the game. Hart says the discussion will be all about who won the trade and hasn't given a direct answer.
Friday's CIF Southern Section Championship game pitted the modern-day Monarchs against the Sierra Canyon Mustangs. Valley View News reporter Omar James has more on the story.
The Center for High School Basketball in Southern California has always gone through Santa Ana, as the modern-day Monarchs have proved to be a powerhouse out of the Southern Section. However, after recent success, the Sierra Canyon Mustangs are making a strong challenge to the throne.
I think overall, just as like a program, modern day, but in the past few years, probably Sierra Canyon.
Sierra Canyon's basketball alumni list is as impressive as anyone. Notable alums include Marvin Bagley, Cassius Stanley, and Scottie Pippen Jr. However, it's modern day that is known for producing the most star athletes. Alums include Stanley Johnson, Miles Simon, and local legend Shea Cotton. This year, the two programs are ranked number 1 and number 5 in the state of California.
Sierra Canyon for sure.
Why?
Because all the scouts go there, it's really hype and brawny.
According to 24/7 Sports, Sierra Canyon's boys basketball team features 2 top 5 players in the state. The team is living life like rock stars, having already traveled to 8 different states, played on ESPN, and of course, features the sons of LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Modern day team isn't as glamorous, but is led by guard Devin Askew, a 5-star Kentucky commit and the number 6 rated player in the state of California. Sierra Canyon defeated Modern Day in the Southern Section Championship game for the 2nd year in a row. This could prove to be a changing of the guard for basketball in Southern California. Reporting for Valley View News, I'm Omar James.
Lots of baseball players undergo Tommy John surgery. Recovering from the procedure is always a challenge. One CSUN baseball player came back from surgery even stronger than he was before. Valley View News reporter Brittany Smith explains.
CSUN's baseball team is off to an amazing start. Part of their success stems from Big West Player of the Week, Jason Newman. In the offseason, Newman underwent Tommy John surgery, but he didn't let the elbow injury slow him down.
With my injury last year, just having the support of my team was really important. A lot of hours in the training room to get back to 100%. I'm doing whatever I can to get back as soon as I can.
Newman's injury involves a ligament in his elbow. It's fairly common for pitchers. The surgery is named after former Major League Baseball pitcher Tommy John. Like John, Newman overcame the injury. He credits his coaching staff for nursing him back to health.
Trust, just having a lot of trust in the athletic trainers, the system. There's been plenty of people who've had it before, so I'm just part of it. So just doing my thing and getting back to the field where I feel comfortable.
Newman's batting stats are eye-opening, especially for a pitcher. He hit an even .500 in 4 games recently. He said during his recovery, he became more of a student of the game.
Because I'm a two-way, so like I hit and pitch, when pitchers were throwing their bullpens, I'd kind of just stand in and just watch, just get that tracking. That was something that helped me. And then just kind of trusting the rehab and, you know, going along, following protocol, and just being able to get back.
The CSUN baseball team looks promising, and with the Big West Player of the Week on their side, the future looks bright. From Valley View News, I'm Brittany Smith.
The Washington County Mental Health Services created sensory bags to help people on the autism spectrum experience less anxiety when they are put in ambulances. The bags contain a weighted blanket, sunglasses, ear protection, and fidget gadgets. In the meantime, the county is training firefighters how to better work with autistic people. Their goal is to get other states to recognize and start using this method.
Coronavirus isn't backing down. Neither is the U.S. government. Vice President Pence says 15,000 additional testing kits are on the way to state and local clinics. The Trump administration was criticized for downplaying the virus. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams responded to mask shortages, saying people should stop buying them because they're not effective. He says the best way to take preventative measures is to wash your hands and to stay home when sick. Trump tweeted that those traveling from high-risk countries will be screened for coronavirus upon arriving to the U.S.
Coming up on Valley View News, Wendy's just announced their new breakfast menu.
Also, if you dreamt about being an astronaut, NASA is now accepting applications. Stay with us.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Here's Valley View's Sofia Gutierrez with social media and tech.
Former General Electric's CEO Jack Welch died. He became GE's chief in 1981, leading the company to great financial success. He said he sold close to 100 businesses in the first year. Welch was the leading proponent for the business theory known as Six Sigma. He was named Manager of the Century by Fortune magazine in 1999. GE's current CEO said Welch reshaped the face of the company and the business world. He was 84 years old. The Federal Communications Commission wants America's wireless companies to pay millions for the failure to protect the privacy of U.S. cell phone users. AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon are accused of sharing customers' real-time geolocation. It was discovered by a probe in 2018 under Senator Ron Wyden. Sprint and T-Mobile have been the only ones to respond, saying they are dedicated to the privacy of their customers and would review the FCC's accusations. The Chinese smartphone market will see a downfall in sales due to the coronavirus outbreak. It said smartphone shipments will fall to 40% in the first quarter of the year. International Data Corporation forecasts a worldwide effect on shipments declining to 10.6% in the first half of the year. Despite the worries over the coronavirus, people are still taking trips through airports and on cruise ships. Comparison site SquareMouth says once an event becomes common knowledge, it's generally excluded by travel insurance. Since the outbreak began, Square Mouth has reported a 208% increase in travelers seeking cancellation coverage. They recommend that travelers who are looking to purchase a policy should now consider a cancel for any reason upgrade. Nokia has a new CEO. Rajiv Suri stepped down after 25 years. Replacing him will be Pekka Lundmark. Lundmark is currently the president and chief executive of Fordham. In the meantime, Nokia shares have fallen 46%. NASA is accepting applications for aspiring astronauts. That's right, NASA wants to send another man and the first woman to the moon by 2024. The last time NASA was accepting astronaut applications was 2015, and more than 18,000 people applied. The company will accept applications for the astronaut candidate program until March 31st. The new class will be chosen by mid-2020. Many college-age students save money where they can. Too often, that means skipping a meal. Valley View's Kaylin Ryan reports on the ongoing effort by CSUN and a fast food restaurant to keep students fed.
CSUN is all about supporting its students in any way possible. Food insecurity is a major issue for students. CSUN and Chick-fil-A have been working together to help the problem. Every Monday, CSUN students with ID can receive a discounted meal.
We get very packed, we get swamped with a whole bunch of Matador students. But it honestly, it feels like it brings them all together. You know, students have all these loans and payments to deal with, and our sandwich is one of our most pricey things. It's the priciest part of the whole combo.
She says this will benefit anyone who is in college.
I feel like it benefits me. Like, I'm hoping to one day go to CSUN, and I'm hoping then it'll help me, you know, save a little bit, even though like it's not a lot of saving, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm hoping that'll help.
Matador Mondays has been a tradition for some time now.
As a student, I would always come with my friends on Monday, so it was just a tradition that has been going on for like 4 years now.
According to the College and University Food Bank Alliance, college students are food insecure. More than 30% of them struggle with that daily. I'm Kaylin Ryan reporting for Valley View News.
Wendy's rolled out a new breakfast menu Monday, coincidentally, on National Egg McMuffin Day. In the last 5 years, fast food restaurants have seen an 8% increase in morning visits. Wendy's plans to spend up to $80 million promoting its breakfast menu. Wendy's used a video featuring former McDonald's chef Mike Carrax applauding its breakfast. Last week, Wendy's tweeted a tombstone for the Egg McMuffin, declaring it dead. That's it for your social media and tech news. I'm Sofia Gutierrez. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sophia. This leap year marks a very important day for two very special birthdays. Baby Camila was born on February 29th, which also happened to be her father's birthday. The staff at Mercy San Juan Medical Center dressed baby Camila in a leapfrog outfit. They also got her and her dad a birthday cake and some balloons. That's all for us at Valley View News. Thank you for watching. I'm Xochitl Hernandez.
And I'm Tyler Ridgel. For news any time of day, go to our website, sundial.csun.edu. See you next week.